Hi everybody, I'm Zach and I like movies, and I am back once again for another entry in my Letterboxd Criterion Challenge for 2024. And today's prompt is number 47, which was to watch a movie from the 1980s. And I went with one from 1981, an essential movie. This is Polyester. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this trashy romance novel cover. It's perfect. It's perfect. One of my favorite covers Criterion's ever made. And this is the sixth feature film from the Duke of Bad Taste, a maestro of boundary pushing, the pencil-mustached, self-proclaimed Pope of Trash, Baltimore's own John Waters. And if you've never seen a John Waters movie, it's probably because you have a low gag reflex, or just don't appreciate the finer trash of things. He was in like the late 70s. He's mid to late 70s. He broke out as a true cult film icon, with these low budget messes of throwing as much obscene and vulgar stuff at the wall, and just kind of, well, and most all of it sticking with like Pink Flamingos and Desperate Living and Multiple Maniacs and Female Trouble. These absolutely insane and vulgar and movies that have a lot of fun to them, and they certainly have a style to them, and definitely a lot of iconography to it too. Not just in like also like part of that is just like the general troupe of actors that would show up and Waters' stuff, like Edith Massey, this bad tooth trailer trash beauty, or Mink, who just when she has a role, she just, whatever role she has, she just goes for it, everything. And of course can't go without mentioning John's drag queen muse, Divine, an absolute icon if ever there was. Well, her makeup, just her makeup alone is highly influential. Like it was like one of the character design basis of Ursula from Little Mermaid. Like, if you haven't seen Divine, you kind of already have seen Divine, just through like general cultural osmosis. It was like that. And Divine was always known for playing these like absolutely monstrous characters. Because, like Pink Flamingos, like, who can forget her amazing monologue of kill everyone now. No, it's more like kill everyone now, condone first degree murder, advocate cannibalism, eat shit, filth are my politics, filth is my life, take whatever you like, just queen, icon, we stand. But here in Polyester, he's actually allowed to play a completely sympathetic character in Francine Fishpaw. Francine is one of the greatest tortured housewives of the silver screen, because Polyester is, for one thing, John's first foray into real like studio filmmaking. It's like his first real mainstream movie. Which he had with like some other, which he had some like other stuff like Crybaby and Hairspray and Serial Mom, this one was actually made for like something resembling like a budget. This was made for like a more respectable $300,000, where like which is compared to like what they were working before with like Desperate Living, it was like something like $65,000, and this time they were like using actual 35mm film stock. And he used that budget to craft this loving camp spoof of melodramas of Douglas Sirk, and Douglas Sirk was an American filmmaker who made these wonderful domestic melodramas about women and how. About women, tortured housewives, and often they would also star Rock Hudson, but on top of that, he was also mixing with this kind of kitschy gimmick cinema stuff of like a William Castle, because Polyester is told with odorama. You can It's a Odorama card. You actually get this when you get the physical criteria, the physical criterion. It's great. It's so, like in the movie, they would like it even opens with a demonstration about what Odorama is, where like the scene will like the movie will play and then like a number will flash. And then like you have to like scratch off and sniff it. Well, it's smell-o-vision. Like I haven't seen like a smell-o-vision thing since I was like a kid, so this was really fun. And it's all and it's but I would recommend like using like a coin or a paper clip. I don't use your fingers. It like lingers. Each of them linger, and it's John Waters, so yeah, a lot of them are like just horrible smells. And okay, so Francine Fishpaw is this housewife in a Baltimore suburb, and she is just, oh my god, she's first of all, I have to admit her outfits and style is amazing. It's kind of like Elizabeth Taylor meets Kim Novak, and Divine in this role is like amazing. He like performs it with like a true professionalism when you like look into the behind the scenes. But Divine, like Francine as a character is a complete hysteric. Like you feel like every moment she like reads she like says a line, she needs like a fainting couch nearby. She's and but like it's her like trauma and her sadness and all the strife she goes through is not just played for laughs. It's simultaneously played for laugh because of how like over the top and camp it is, but we do take her seriously because like she is sympathetic despite being a completely hysterical alcoholic who like when she like falls off, she's like slamming down glasses of Cromer, and like her makeup is like running rivers down her face. It's so funny, but she is a long-suffering, this tortured housewife of a Baltimore this beautiful house, just like which kudos to the art director and the interiors, where they rented this house and like thrown on this like just terror, like they have this like gaudy looking polyester couch. It looks hideous, but perfectly hideous. And like this house is just a cavalcade of these vulgar like spins on every type of supporting character that you would who just is just like abuses and demeans and humiliates our leading lady, like one there, like her son Dexter, who's this like glue sniffing foot fetishist delinquent, which okay, so there, which by the way there's a scene a little early on where Francine gets a call from the principal, and he says that Dexter's been expelled from school, and that scene is what was used later in a sample of it was sampled for the Avalanche's song Frontier Psychiatrist. You might actually be like, well, Mr. Kirk, I'm as upset as you are to learn about Dexter's truancy, but surely expulsion is not the answer. I'm afraid expulsion is the only answer. It is the opinion of the entire staff that Dexter is criminally insane. So, no word on whether or not Dexter also made false teeth. But but like it's like he's like kind of like your loved one, like a loved one in your house is a serial killer, but he's not a serial killer, but he is like a serial foot stomper. He just goes around town like completely geeked out of his mind and like stomping ladies' feet, just breaking their toes. It's really fun. It's really funny. You also have Lulu, her daughter, she's like sexually vivacious and like just throwing herself at boys, and she's yelling about, oh, I'm gonna have an abortion, I'm gonna be a go-go dancer, and she's like again just like, oh, it's just like fainting couch, please. There's her husband, her horrible cheating husband, who's a Elmer, who's a pornographer. He runs a porn theater, and their house is getting picketed at the beginning of the movie, and and like he's like calls in the newscast. He's like calls in the he like calls the news the like news camera people, and he's and she's like just like begging all the protesters like, please, I'm a good Christian woman. And she has, and also her mother shows up, and she's just a horrible old bat, and and again, all these characters, they're so over the top. It's a real whirlwind of characters and gags that the movie is just throwing at, just to kind of, and like again, a lot of it might not stick, but like they're just throwing everything at you, and it's just. And what's so fun about John Waters' movies is that these kind of gags, they like, when he's like using these gags and like all their grossness and all of their these just they're just so over the top vulgar. There a lot of the time he'll just like have a gag to like shock you, but then he'll like kind of like keep the gag going to the point where it's where like the like growth, the like shock kind of like settles into like, oh, okay, this is gross. But then other times he'll just like keep it going for so long that it cycles back to being funny. And it's a fine line that he doesn't always get, but man, when it does, it's like just pure movie magic. It's why he is the Pope of Trash, because he gets it, because he's taking the piss out of this like suburban set of this like Americana suburbia, and he's from the outside, because like all him and all of his general troop have been outsiders. Like Divine was a drag queen when that was like really. When that was real and like exploitative of his gender expression, when that was like when that was like really shocking and daring, like more than it is now, because like that's made a comeback with like all the freaks online right now, but also you have like the likes of like people like Edith Massey here, who's just like, you don't see characters like her. Well, you don't see people like Edith on your screens, unless it's like some kind of like, I don't know, some like reality TV stuff where you just laugh at the poor people with their bad teeth and their but Edith is such a charming person, and she also gets to play against type, where she gets to play like a fancy debutante, and with all these like gets to wear all these wonderful dresses and say all these French things, but she can't say some words properly, which drove John up the wall, and like she couldn't always remember her lines, and she can't say, she could never say poor. Like, poor Francine. She could always say purr Francine, purr Francine. But yeah, like it's so like there's such a love. There's such a love to it. Like, even if he like watching John Waters movies, especially like his early stuff with his trash, this trash trilogy, with his early stuff, and even like more when he was like getting more mainstream, there was always such a great sense of love and camaraderie with his cast, and just revel and just having a ball with each other. And yeah, even if like they weren't working with a lot of money, and even if it like we're just kind of like doing what we can with what we got, and we're just kind of like being as gross and obscene as possible, there's a lot of fun to it, and you do feel that love too. And it's like watching a troupe. It's like watching a theater troupe just rolling with the punches and having fun with it. And oh man, but then in here, when you have like gags, have like just hilariously gross gags, and like of like Elmer and his new squeeze Mink Stole, who's wearing cornrows in this, where they're like prank calling her and like ordering pizza to her place, and like just constantly torturing her, and she's like getting more and more drunk. It's just getting so cartoonishly, just more and more. And I think even later a dog like hangs itself, and there's a note with it too. I almost died laughing at that. But but then later there's like a wonderful, there's like a nice scene of Francine where she meets Tab Hunter here. He's playing Todd Tomorrow, which is this great riff of the Handsome Bachelors that Rock Hudson played in Written on the Wind and All That Heaven Allows. Just this absolute rock star. This guy who looks like an absolute rock star has a big watch with the diamonds in it. He drives a vet, and they meet at this hilariously terrible car crash, and it's love at first sight. Oh man, and it's just so much. It's just a complete tornado of stuff, of gags and over the top characters, and they all just pay off in dividends, and just it's so, and again, it's so over the top, and it's so just goes for it, and just like completely throws itself at you. And again, and yeah, I think if you do have maybe a low tolerance for like the more out there, like kind of like this is gross on this is kind of gross on like if you're a little hesitant about starting with John Waters, I think Polyester is a pretty safe start for that. I would probably recommend just like diving head first into Pink Flamingos, because like that you're never gonna forget Pink Flamingos. My God. Yeah, like I think when you lose your John Waters virginity, you'll always be coming back for more. And man, yeah, he's so fun. Yeah, no one else doing it like him. Nobody before, nobody since. Like we're all just kind of catching up to John Waters, and yeah, definitely gives me a lot of juice to like watch more of his stuff. Really gotta watch Serial Mom again. I haven't seen that in years. But yeah, that's Polyester. Absolutely a blast. It's so funny. Really needed that after some of the stuff I've been watching for this series lately. It's been a real blast, and man, yeah, cannot recommend this enough. All my love in the world for John, for Divine, for Mink, everyone here. They're so it's so much fun. And yeah, I recommend Polyester. Absolutely love it. And absolutely everything else John Waters did too. And I don't think I have any other John Waters. I know my brother's got Pink Flamingos in his collection somewhere. But yeah. Don't have anything much else to add. But definitely, I highly recommend Polyester. Highly recommend everything else John Waters. And I think that will be it. I'm Zach. I like movies. I have a lot more movies to watch, and I hope you watch movies too. And I will see you all next time.